Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more of the First Descendant, and last time, we were trying out a character for the first time. It was Kyle. Now, that was in part in anticipation of him being one of the characters who we thought was going to get an ultimate version fairly soon. However, we have, since then, learned that it may not actually be Kyle, and Jaber was the other person who we were expecting to fall under that same category. It might actually be Luna, who is next to get an ultimate character. And so the game has been being fairly generous as of late when it comes to giving out additional Descendant slots, and therefore figured we could take this as an opportunity to try out base Luna, at the very least, to give ourselves a point of comparison between what the normal base version of the character is, and then compare that to what the new ultimate version is expected to be. Is Eugen also a character who's expected to get an ultimate version in the near future as well? Because that is also someone we have yet to try out.
If there's something you need, you'll need to pay.
But here is Luna. She is ready to go. How's it going, Itachi? Big country. So here is Luna. Obviously, I had planned to play her today, so had that set and ready to go. We do technically have the components for Eugen, so if we're expecting for halfway through next season for Eugen to show up, okay. So maybe that one's not as big of a thing, or not as time-sensitive of a thing for us to do, but seemed like now could be a good time for us to try out Luna, who, for what it's worth, was at least at one point in time, by some standards,
My strength, I will
some might say, the strongest character. That is because she is a support character who is really good at doing support. It's just that power creep being what it is nowadays, that debatably isn't so necessary anymore. So it'll be interesting to try that out a bit for ourselves. Now, given that we are expecting to get the ultimate Luna in the not too distant future, much like we did with Kyle and with Jaber, we probably won't look to catalyze her much, if at all, today. We'll save that stuff for when the ultimate Luna comes out. So mostly just hitting level 40 one time and getting a feel for what her skills and playstyle are like, since I think Luna is going to be fairly unique from that standpoint. She was going to be next Descendant you unlock after Inez. Okay, well, I mean, Inez is certainly not a bad character to unlock, as even after she recently got nerfed, she is still extremely powerful. So why don't we take a look at what exactly Luna is bringing to the table. So, as I was saying, she is by most accounts by just about every account, a support character. Might even go back to this page where we can see the Mad Artist is a great name for her. We did, of course, as you may remember, hear from her in the campaign way back when. I forget which zone it was in, where she was the Agna Desert, I think, where she had the most involvement. And then there's that dungeon where, especially back when the dungeons did not get rid of the dialogue, there was one in particular in that area that was very efficient to farm, so I did it a bunch of times. Maybe it gave one of the crafting resources for either the catalysts or for energy activators, and I could not stop getting that horrible dialogue line between Luna and I think it was Freyna about a strange area of sound, which is just a sentence that makes... It might not even be the exact phrasing, but just the phrasing was absolutely atrocious. Obviously, probably has something to do with the whole translation thing, but It was just so grating to hear that over and over again. But anyways, I digress. So, let's see how exactly her skills work, what exactly they do as well. So she's non-attribute. Stage Presence equips a unique weapon. It will be unequipped when MP is fully depleted or all bullets have been fired. When the unique weapon is equipped, Notes activates, allowing the use of skills. Notes can be hit through shooting and skill use. If the skill button is not pressed at the right time, the skill will enter cooldown. Failing to hit the notes through shooting significantly decreases MP. Successfully hitting notes grants perfect pitch. So basically, it's like a quick time event or rhythm event of sorts in order to keep up your support skills, and that's why mechanically it's very unique, and then the effect obviously as a support character is relatively unique as well. So the cooldown is quite quick. MP cost, is that a one-time thing or a duration thing? I'm sure we'll get a better sense for it, since it sounds like if you mess up the quick time aspect, you'll get a bit of a mana penalty. Duration is 15 seconds. Okay. Skill, so what does it do, though? It does do damage. Okay, I honestly didn't know if any of Luna's skills dealt direct damage or if they were exclusively things that buffed teammates. So it does have at least some power, not a ton. And then skill power modifier increase. I imagine that's the main thing that this is all about. And that number may go up. Let's see. Bullet recovery when using Exciting Act. I don't know what Exciting, Relaxing, or Cheerful Act are. I think that might be her passive. We'll learn more about that later. Then we have Passionate Stage. Grants exciting performance to self. Oh, okay. Well, there's your answer. Grants exciting sound to allies within range. When using an enhanced skill, increases effects further. Okay, so in this case, wait, that is a 8, and now for some reason buffed to 10 meter radius. This one, does it even say what the radius is of the buff? Or is that just on us? We might be the only person who receives the buff from this. Okay. This one, yeah, has a 8 to 10 meter radius as a starting point. That's not bad, and obviously you can extend it further. On note failure, okay, that's where you see, is that how it's phrased here as well? So the description seemed to suggest that, but then the stats didn't phrase it that way, so odd. But, yeah, so on failure, you get a cooldown and an MP cost. Yeah, again, that's more consistent with what we saw on the previous page. Enhanced movement speed. Okay, I feel like I had seen some Luna zooming by with one of the specific skills, and I did not realize, well, I suspected that the source may have been one of those skills, but here's the confirmation. So it also, with exciting performance, does give a more sizable skill power increase. Enhanced exciting performance, a very nice skill power increase. And then exciting sound gives also a skill power increase. Oh, wait, multiplied by your MP. Okay, so you want to scale MP to increase the effectiveness of it. Duration is shorter in that case, though.
Are you excited to be
Enhanced exciting sound, bigger multiplier, skill critical hits as well, rate and damage. So yeah, you get skill damage and potentially skill crit as well from Luna, and that's why she can be incredibly powerful as a support. Everything else doesn't do direct damage unless you equip Noise Surge, which I am guessing is a Transcendent module, so it's just this for direct damage. Okay, but then we have this. Is the style of the dancing different based on which skill you're using? It might be. Which would be kind of fitting. I don't know. Let's see, so this one, Relaxing Act. Relaxing performance to self. Relaxing performance recovers MP when hitting enemies when you hit the notes. Relaxing sound to allies within range when using an enhanced skill increases the effects further. So in this case, similar stuff in terms of duration, radius, cooldowns, all that. Those might be identical. Oh, that also, okay, this also gives movement speed. But in this case, yeah, we can restore our own MP.
Have fun.
And for teammates, we're also giving them MP recovery. Okay, so skill damage, MP recovery. Then the third one, cheerful, gives... Wait, what? Requires inspiration gauge. Grants cheerful sound to allies. When using enhanced skill, becomes stronger. Sure, but what's the deal here? I mean, this is the 4, and it does seem like the costs and the cooldowns are longer. Radius is the same. Let's see, still same movement speed. Inspiration gauge increases. Still don't know what that means, though. And then this improves cooldowns for teammates. Okay. So,
You excited to
skill
be here for the
damage,
show?
MP, skill cooldown. Then our passive, when using a skill to hit the note, inspiration gauge goes up. Okay, but this also does inspiration gauge, so this just increases the rate at which it goes up. Double dips in that regard, perhaps. When the inspiration gauge maxes out, an enhanced skill can be used. Okay, kind of similar to Ajax in that way. Using an enhanced skill changes the skill's song and completely depletes the inspiration gauge. So basically, you use the empowered version once, and then you have to refill the meter, so you can't just spam it a whole bunch with the superpowered version. While out of combat for a certain period of time, inspiration gauge is completely depleted. So again, very similar to Ajax in that way. Okay, inspiration gauge limit is 10. Inspiration gauge increase on note success, 1. So if you hit 10 successful notes, then you max out the meter, and you can get the stronger version of the skill, unless you're using the 4, in which case that goes up more quickly. But does it? Did it say that for any of the ones, or is that truly the case for the 4? Yeah. Looks like it's only inspiration gauge bonuses on the 4. Okay. Then inspiration gauge depletes if you're out of combat for 20 seconds. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So then, in terms of stuff here, module-wise, we probably... Let's see. Yeah, looking for this just to get us started off. So I probably won't use an energy activator. I imagine we'll just wait until we see the ultimate Luna before we do that. And given how we're probably just going to hit level 40 with her once and not repeatedly catalyze her either, likely means it makes sense for us to just keep it relatively simple here, go with HP-related stuff so that we survive even when we're on a relatively low level. I don't know if we need double HP. That's maybe a little bit overkill. Other than that, range and duration maybe? Although, can we increase the duration if we hit the notes? Is that a thing? Am I making that up? Skill button is not pressed in time. Skill will enter cooldown. Or maybe I'm thinking of, yeah, basically the skill is ongoing until you miss a note? Maybe? I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll learn along the way, I suppose, but feel like we want the radius to more easily affect the whole team. I mean, who knows how close people will actually be to us. That might actually be one of the primary things we're looking for. The big country, you're throwing your build in Discord. Let me just take a peek. I'm curious which things you are deeming worthy of a module. Okay, so you... Oh! Emergency measures is crit. Okay. HP... What does maximize skill do? And don't say maximize your skill. Skill power... Wait. Skill cooldown with a plus. Does that mean increase the duration of the cooldown? Which maybe you're okay with since As long as you hit the notes, you're fine there. Interesting. Okay. You've been catalyzing her because of the new item to move... Yeah. Oh, right, I thought I remembered you had mentioned last week that you had, like, half catalyzed her and figured, all right, you might as well go in, finish the catalyzation process with her, and then commit one of those transfer items to her. Since I am not midway through the catalyzation process, it seems like it's probably just worth waiting out until there's the full ultimate version and saving that conversion or whatever you want to refer to. I forget what the actual name of the item is that transfers over the catalysts and energy activator from one character to the ultimate version. But it just take another peek. So it's maximize skill, multi-talented skill. Yeah, you have several things here for crit, which I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of, as I sort of mentioned before, I was kind of acting on the assumption that Luna just doesn't really do much of anything in terms of direct damage. It's just that her buff abilities, her support skills are so strong that she more than makes up for that being the case. We do have an M slot. Are any of these that... Oh, maximize range, except we... Oh, no, that's... Nope, that's an R. Just assumed that all of these were M's when I saw a bunch of them like that. But... I mean, it'd be nice to get the discount on these guys, but there isn't anything that makes a lot of sense there, then that's okay. So we might want to power that up, and that may take up most of our remaining capacity anyway.
Make you stronger.
Mobbing build won't change, and they said they'll be offering one of the items every time. Okay. They think they'll be offering one of those with each subsequent ultimate character. Well, yeah, because actually, it's not possible to craft that, right? It's not like it's an item that you can get from, what's her name? From Anais. It's not like you can research it with her or anything like that. So the only way to get access to those is from rewards that they choose to give you. And they've, done like 2 from events thus far, and don't really know definitively just how generous they'll be with them going forward. Maybe they will be generous enough that we'll basically get them every time. Because obviously that wasn't the case initially, so every time there was a new ultimate character, you basically had to start from scratch. So maybe I'm just accustomed to that. See, we can mix it up a little bit and go with... This is the character skin from the current Void Colossus fight, since I was doing a lot of those, and I figured we wouldn't have any unique skins for Luna. And obviously we don't have her ultimate skin yet, so sure, we'll go with that. I don't know, somehow that seems Luna-like to me. Do this while we're at it. Imagine we won't have any of that stuff, and then anything here? No, not that one. This one. Okay, there we go. So now, what did we get? Let's see, the range is up to 17, and what was this one improving? Oh, skill power. Okay. Alright. Well... Oh, I suppose... should probably look into what reactor makes the most sense. Again, I don't know how critically important it is that we maximize our damage, since apparently this is the only one that deals direct damage, and it would be non-attribute tech, which would put it in a similar category to Ajax. Duration cooldown does seem like the kind of thing we'd be looking for. Well, then again, no. No, it wouldn't be. Because we don't... As long as we consistently hit the notes, we don't need duration or cooldown. But range probably would be useful for us. Alright, let's try something like that. And I think I may have seen Noise Surge uses singular. Yeah, why don't we just take a peek at what that is? Because it's a Transcendent, right? When using skill, deals damage to nearby enemies, but doesn't buff allies. Grants a stackable buff to Luna that is enhanced with each stack. That's what stackable tends to mean, yeah. So basically, transforms Luna so that you're no longer a support character, but instead you're a damage-dealing character. It's a total stylistic change. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that's really good. I'm not sure. As I've said multiple times now, I was acting under the assumption that Luna was all about support and not about damage at all. So we'll see. I kind of want to... I would prefer probably to at first try her in her more typical original support form, and then we at least get a feel for that, see what that playstyle is like, because it is quite different from anything that we've done thus far. And then at that point, if we decide, okay, sure, we have a good feel for that, let's test out what it's like to use Luna as more of a direct damage dealing character. Maybe that is one of the better ways to use her, then we can try it. I mean, as I said, I mean, maybe given that, where is it? I assume it's on this page, but I'm not seeing it. It's under miscellaneous, the conversion item, or the transfer item that I was that we were just discussing. It would help if I remembered what it looked like, but I'm pretty sure it is not any of these things. I assumed it would fall under that category. Here it is, under basic materials for some reason. Yes, we have 2 of them right now, and we may get access to more of them in the future. So I was not intending to use this for Luna, but maybe that becomes a factor later on. But I haven't done any of the daily related stuff yet today, so as is often the case, perhaps we ought to start there. Oh, then maximize skill doesn't... Yeah, because, you know, the damage related modules are specifically with Noise Surge in mind. I see what you're saying. Anything else we can do range-wise? And range is probably more important in that case. We do not have maximize range, which reduces skill power, but it gives us 2.1% additional range, Lids. You should totally use that instead. I mean, if we could equip both of them, sure. Unfortunately, we cannot fit them both right now. It'd be really nice if we had an R to start off with, but alas, we do not. Nor do we have a C. This does increase range by a much smaller amount, but it fits. So that's the positive side. Just barely fits. So perhaps we will go that route. Okay. Well, let me jump into Discord, because as I said, I think I might have seen Big Country there. Looks like that is the case. Hello, Big Country. How's it going?
Pretty good. Super windy.
Oh, okay. How's the internet holding up?
Oh, it doesn't really matter if, I lose a few frames as long as I'm not streaming.
Alright, well, I have yet to do dailies today, so that was
Yeah,
what
I
at
have
least...
neither, so-
Okay, great. In that case...
I would not want to play Mass Effect Andromeda right now.
Oh, okay.
But, First Descendant should be fine.
Oh, I also, for what it's worth, disclaimer. My inventory is extremely full right now, and at this point, it takes, like, 15 minutes to manually go through and try to find things to remove
How's
from
your
my
storage?
inventory. And it is painful, and I've done it multiple times already this week, and don't really want to do that right now. So we're probably just going to accept the fact that I'm basically going to pick up nothing all day. But that's okay.
Well, did you see the 30-minute playtime?
I think I saw... Wait, one of them gives exactly one inventory slot, right?
Yeah. That's the 30-minute.
We might have that now. Huzzah! One more inventory slot to work with. Honestly, that probably means that I have 2 free inventory slots right now, so we just doubled our space we had to work with. It's tremendous gains. We're going places.
I've started deleting, getting quite aggressive in what I'm deleting now.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing was, given that I didn't have some of the reactors that I wanted for new characters, I think particularly it was Ultimate Blair, I made my reactor filter far less strict, and so now my inventory is just absolutely cluttered with reactors. And that is the part that's really painful.
Reactor. I still don't have Blair's reactor.
I'm not sure that I do either. I should probably just look to see, like, okay, do I have an improvement there? If so, settle for that, and then change the reactor criteria, and then magically, huzzah, suddenly there's a whole bunch of inventory space. Rather than having to go in manually and look to see, you see, this one has 0.01% better skill range, and it uses a tactical rifle instead of a sniper rifle, and that's maybe preferable. So I'm going to use that one instead of this other one that is 20 positions up higher in my inventory, which is just such a pain to do, like, for 200 items, and that's not even an exaggeration. Oh, also, that was the only free inventory spot that I have. So it was an infinite increase. Perfect.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm much more strict with that. Like, I don't really care about what rank it is at this point. But like, I care about the stats. Like, I basically only want cooldown or Colossus. If it doesn't have one of those, I'm probably getting rid of it. Maybe like cooldown duration, but I already have several of those. So basically, if it doesn't have cooldown or Colossus, I'm not keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably means I deleted Luna's reactor at some point, because she doesn't use cooldown or Colossus.
Mm.
She uses singular crit damage.
Would you like to start with Sigma Sector?
Oh, okay. I was thinking we were going to start with the invasion, but
I mean, either way. I figure I might hop in with Luna for this one, and then I can get a few levels that way and not be level 1 for those missions.
Yeah, that's how I've been leveling her. I've just been doing, while taking breaks from core farming.
Yeah. I think I saw... There was actually a patch today, I think, is a relatively minor one, but I think they made it so that skill power is stronger in Purge, or in Erosion, if I remember correctly.
And they took away the negative for using the wrong element.
So I don't know
There was
how
a huge
dramatic those
negative.
differences are. I haven't tested them yet.
Well, Inez is probably much better now.
True. For 30, at least.
Yeah.
But that's obviously the one you'd care about the most.
Blair would be fun to take in every once in a while.
Well, I mean, even the skill power character you would usually take into level 30 would be Fiessa.
Yeah, and that would
And
help.
theoretically, she's stronger as well. Now, you are, in that case, using the quote-unquote correct element, but all skills, I think, still got stronger in the Purge. Okay, so let's try this out.
It's time to dance.
Okay, so here's the... Oh, okay. It's like Dance Dance Revolution all over again. Except I prefer Dance Dance Revolution. I will admit, as I'm... The difference between the notes that I'm hitting and the notes that I'm not hitting is based entirely on when am I focusing on hitting them and when am I focusing on the stuff in front of me. So multitasking on that is going to be a little bit of a learning experience. And by that I mean probably a little bit of a struggle. Oh, we're already level 8, which means we... Do we have access to our other skills as well? Do we need to have the one up in order to do the other skills?
Yes, we need the one for all of them.
Okay. So we do that, and then we do this. It changes the color. Interesting. Also, the rhythm is not always the same. One,
It depends on the song.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Except it's like not a full beat rest. I don't know. Is there a way that you deactivate without taking a penalty?
No.
Okay. Once the music starts, there's no stopping. Once the party starts, there's no stopping. I mean, I guess I respect that. Okay, here's the other one. This one, I already don't remember. This is... Oh, the color of the notes kind of indicates what it does, right? The blue one is the MP one, which I kind of appreciate. Make it easier to remember. Oh no, that's the same one. This one.
I'm concentrating very hard.
Yep, as am I. And by that, I have paid absolutely zero attention to any enemies. Just to be brutally honest with you. During the first area, I paid a little bit of attention to... Oops, missed one note, it's over. Paid a little bit of attention to collecting the stuff on the ground, and that was it. Other than that, it was staring at the notes. Okay, I'm doing the 2. The skill damage one. Since we're both Luna and we theoretically want to do different... Oh, wait, but you're doing damage rather than support, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter if we do or do not coordinate. I'm just gonna shield here. Pretty much.
Who's down?
Oh, did I miss one of those?
There we go.
Is there a cost even if you hit the notes, or is it only if you miss a note?
I think there's a cost.
I feel I might have missed a note near the end there, but I feel like it expired even when I had hit the most recent note, which was a little bit odd.
Yeah, I think there's a cost every time.
All right.
It's a fun playstyle. It's hard though.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely requires a lot of concentration, which is not easy to do. Especially if you're trying to run around, attack enemies, run in the correct direction, and potentially commentate over that.
Yeah.
But, are you ready to head back to Albion and switch over to the other one?
Yeah.
I feel like first impression is the, at least when it comes to making the playstyle easier to execute, would be any mission where you don't have to run around as much, or at least you know which direction you are going to run in advance, it's easier. But if you are kind of, you don't know where you're going to go when, then it just adds another layer that can throw you off and make it harder to hit your notes. And it may
Yeah,
be that just
I think
once
like
you get
she's-
higher level, you have more MP to work with. It's a little more forgiving if you miss a note. But early on, it seemed like, miss a note or two and song's over.
Well, one thing that might make it easier for you to hit notes is that the one or two, I guess, the two, but the one song, it the notes appear more often for that one. So
Okay.
like if you go in and you just activate the first song, so like you get all the way to the bonus or the
Oh, I forgot about the
enhanced
bonus.
stage,
Yeah.
a new song comes up, and you can use that for the other bonuses, the other like I just use the second ability until I get it enhanced, and then I switch between all three, and I just make sure that the enhanced version was always the first song.
Okay.
Because then one, you can press the button more often and get more stacks, and two, it's harder to miss because it's always there.
I feel like
Like
that makes it.
there's much more notes
I feel like that makes it easier to miss.
for there to be more
Well,
notes.
I guess so. It's refreshing the buff every time you press the button.
Yes.
So you want to be pressing the button as much as possible, rather than just having the song active, but say like other end of the spectrum, other extreme. You activate a song, you press one note, and that's the only note you ever need to press. The song is still going, so you didn't mess up, but on the other hand, you only ever got that one stack. So the bonus is actually not that good, and it actually is pressing the button numerous times that matters a lot more than hitting or missing notes. Obviously, the best of both worlds is doing both those things.
You get more buff during the song, like when you get into the hand state, you also get more of the buff.
Yeah, I don't know if I even got to the advanced state on any of those ones. I may not have.
I find it difficult because I'm on console and I'm using controller, but it should be easier on like you don't have to have it exact. Like it doesn't have to be exact.
That is definitely helpful. But why don't we hop into the next one? We'll see. Pay closer attention to whether we can get the enhanced version. Does missing a note penalize you when it comes to reaching the enhanced stage?
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
Oh, okay. So it's just a matter of sustaining it and hitting enough notes in total.
Drop the beat.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that.
Confirm arrival at the operation zone. Proceed with caution. Having fun?
You also don't need to do the whole shooting stuff. Like I never shot my gun once.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like you don't need to shoot the unique gun.
What? That's the only thing I've been doing.
Yeah, no, you activate the one and then you activate the beats.
Wait, what button am I pressing to activate the beats if not the shoot button?
The 2, 3, and 4 skills.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's time to dance.
You time those.
Oh, wait. What? Am I doing
Yeah.
this right? I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm not in your stream.
Well, now I just changed because I thought you were saying press. Huh?
Press the skills and times with the.
Oh,
beats.
well, I was just pressing the wrong button there. Okay.
Arcane
Okay.
confirming signs of life.
I was pressing the button one, which is silly. Okay. I was shooting that entire time. Wait, is there a... Okay, but that's really confusing, because then I'm seemingly stuck in the animation while I'm pressing the button. Okay, well, there's the enhanced version. Now I understand why I didn't have it before, but I'm, like, stuck in the animation after pressing it the first time, and so I can't hit the next note, because it basically prevents me from doing that. Which is...
What?
What the heck?
Are you spamming or something?
Am I not supposed to hit every note?
Actually, I don't know what you're doing wrong, but you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't have an animation every time.
Having fun?
Well, if not, then how do I know if it's registered? Because, like, right now, it just doesn't feel like it's registering. Oh, insufficient skill resources. Okay, maybe that's
Oh,
why.
I didn't notice that.
Okay, I needed MP. That's why it wasn't letting me. And even now, yeah. The heck?
You can tell because your resource bar goes up every time.
This will be fun.
I still can't hit it every time. When you have the... How many? A ton in a row. I'm in an animation and it prevents me from... Like, I'm basically just spamming the button. Yeah, because it has a whole bunch of notes in a row. But I can only hit one of them because I'm stuck, or like 2 out of the 8.
This will be fun.
I'm stuck in an animation for all the other ones. Which is weird.
Hound actual to HQ. Mission complete. Requesting transport support. Feel the vibe.
So I'm not really feeling the vibe at the moment.
I don't know what's the animation. I've never had that animation.
Hold on. Where she, like, flourishes her non-microphone hand? Her non-megaphone hand? And now it's just not letting me do anything. There. One. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I can never hit 2 notes in a row because of that. Sometimes it won't let me hit 7, 10 notes in a row like this. I don't understand why that is.
I think it's because you miss it once and you keep trying to press it even though it's on cooldown, so you missed it.
But the reason why I'm missing it, and what is causing this chain reaction, is that it doesn't let me hit the note right after. Ever.
Well, I never like spam it. Like, yeah, I think that's what it is. You can't spam it. Like, you have to hit it fairly
Okay, so
frequently. but
now
not,
I'm
like,
deliberately skipping one each time and I'm hitting all of them. Okay. So yeah, you just can't ever hit 2 notes in a row when they're this close together.
I don't know. Like, I still hit 2 notes in a row.
But I cannot
don't like
a single
spam
time
it.
do it. The game does not let me do it.
I think it's just you're pressing it too quickly.
Well, they're right next to each other. If I don't press them really quickly, then it won't register in time regardless.
I think you just need to be a bit slower than what you were spamming. Just a bit.
That just seems fundamentally incredibly flawed. So what you're saying is, and I'm not blaming you for this, but what the game is designed to do is have a rhythm game that doesn't let you keep the rhythm because the rhythm is too fast. So you need to deliberately go slower than the actual rhythm, which defeats
Well,
the
the thing
whole
is, I think you were going
purpose.
faster than the rhythm.
Except I wasn't.
Like you can't, like the rhythm isn't spam. It's like press, 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 press. It's
When they're
not
right
press,
next
press,
to
press,
each
press,
other with a fast song, then it is one right after the other. It just seems... I mean, it shouldn't behave that way, so yeah, there's probably something that I'm doing wrong, but... Like, it's not my... I have played a very
I
large
think the
amount of
rhythm
Dance
is
Dance
slower.
Revolution. I'm not completely foreign to this whole rhythm concept.
I think the rhythm was just slower than what you think it was. That's all.
It's very odd. Alright, well anyways, did in the process get a bit of arcade tunings. Maybe we'll throw on some HP so we're tankier. Guess skill power doesn't really matter.
I actually went down to enhanced movement speed first,
Okay.
and now I'm going up to the skill power, skill range, that stuff.
From below.
Well, I went to the range. Sorry, I went to down to the what's it called? And now I'm going to the side to go to the skill power.
Yeah. Yeah, well then again, you're at least at the moment building for damage, direct
Noise
damage,
surge,
whereas
yes.
I'm not. MP does seem like a bit of an issue, though.
Not really, as long as you can reach the enhanced power more often.
Yeah.
Or enhance.
Yeah, maybe a little less so now. Starting to get a slightly... the vaguest of ideas what I'm supposed to be doing now. Alright, well why don't we hop in now for the invasion missions then? And we have...
Let's switch to a different character. Let's go Blair.
Yeah, I'll probably switch to a different character for this as well. Not that much to be gained for this. One of them is minus fire damage. Just do not bring a fire individual.
Which one is that?
That's the Magister's Lab, so that is killing enemies.
Do you want to do that one first?
Sure.
Trying to think who I want to bring.
I mean, it shouldn't make that big of a difference. I swapped over to Viesa.
I haven't used Freyna for a long time.
You know what? Going for people we don't use very often. Are certainly some other options. It's been an eternity since I last used Valby. She might be the character it's been the longest since I last used her in Lepic, although we were just saying fire damage, not good.
Yeah, I'll take Valby too.
I cannot take her because I have insufficient space to bring over my items from storage. Never mind. I've never seen that message before.
Honestly, why do you keep those items that you have on your Valby?
Yeah, no, those don't even look like the correct external components for her anyway. But I haven't changed them in a long time. So, I suppose that is consistent.
One thing that's different for Valby is that I don't use the 3 anymore.
Which one's is the 3 the plunge one?
The movement one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's so fun, though.
Yeah, but now the 2, I do a water bomb.
Alright. I think I'm ready to go whenever you are.
I am too. Plus, it's slower than just, regular running now.
Speed is key.
That's one thing that's really annoying with Luna. Is that her enhanced state is slower than my regular running with other characters.
With Luna, If you have a weapon that has a speed core, does that activate when you are using a skill, or does that count as a
Nope.
different weapon because it's technically a unique weapon?
It's a unique weapon.
Descendant. This is a phase separation.
Unfortunate in this day and age.
It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgis
I've got 10.
artificial brains. This
Okay.
is how they are processing
See.
all that data.
Oh, well,
Continue to insert
I need a
Vulgis
little
artificial
bit
brains
more
into
than
the
that.
computing device, Descendant.
okay.
I've got 2.
Sufficient
If you
now.
overload the
Yeah.
device, the veil will
we
be
are.
neutralized.
This is the ultimate chill.
Here I go.
Oh. I'm here.
The enemy commander is using the base separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Okay, I've got enough.
Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. I was like, why isn't it destroying the things up there that I was aiming for?
My shield is down. Here I go. Take this.
Oh, nice timing.
Oh, apparently in the Sigma centers, if you go up into the skybox, you'll be sent back to the starting area, which has the, like the restricted area type things on it. So you'll be locked in jail.
Oh. The skybox jail.
This is a phase
Yep.
separation veil, which uses inversion energy. It has a large
I often do that
output,
after
which
my,
requires processing of tens of billions
Oh,
of
after you're
units of
done.
data per second.
yeah, after I'm done the mission.
According to
To
the scan
conclude.
results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgis artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data.
Okay, I've got 10.
Continue
Okay,
to
I've got
insert
enough
Vulgis
to
artificial brains into the computing device.
finish off
Descendant.
my
If you
share.
overload the device, the veil will be neutralized.
Boing, boing.
Oh, I've got 10. I was like, well, what's that beeping?
I proactively used a skill right where you walked up, so probably created a
Yeah, I've
bunch
got
of them that
3
you
now,
didn't even
so-
know were there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you'll have an easier time breaking those than I would.
That is, as long as I don't use the skill that does damage along the ground.
Boing, boing, boing.
The enemy commander is using the phase separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Here I go.
I probably have enough or close. One short.
That's okay. I got you covered.
Take this.
That is so much fun. Where it takes something legitimately takes up the entire room.
It doesn't tow any enemies anymore.
I
But,
mean, unfortunate, but still.
yeah.
Still comical in a different way.
Lepic is now the ultimate tower.
Yeah. His grenade. His vacuum cleaner grenade.
You know, that was the fire one, right?
That one we just did was. Let me see what this one is. This is not fusion.
Oh, perfect. I can use Blair because Valley uses fusion.
Let me know when you're good.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm surprised you're not using energy activator. I mean, you must have like tons of them.
That's a fair number. I mean, I don't think I ever farmed them as aggressively as I had farmed the catalyst, so yeah, it's still a good amount, but I don't know.
I got a bunch by accident, so so I have like 20, something like that. So I use them at every opportunity.
Descendant. There are ancestor drones which give off inversion energy and a container with unidentified arcade stored in this location.
Oh,
The enemy aims to artificially
X
combine
top,
these two
square
forces
bottom.
to cause
Is
an
it this
inversion
guy?
overload explosion. They are also blocked off
It
the
would help if
energy
I hit the target.
orders
It is this
malignant
guy.
tumors.
Oh, two.
First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal the arcade stored inside.
I apparently have to jump in order for my plane to reach
the arcade's properties.
the.
Just before the explosion happens,
Oh,
I
the
thought I
very
was going
top?
slow for a
matches
second.
the arcade's
Yeah.
properties and
I'm
uses
not
it.
gonna lie, I thought you said plane,
Platform seems to have
and I
similar
was
technology
very
to the
confused.
inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which
I
has
was
the
hitting
correct
you.
arcade properties, I can adjust the output to
Weird.
cancel out the blast energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Okay, you'll have to go for that one. I probably won't even be able to hit it.
X at the top.
Triangle at the bottom.
Square
Oh, it's the second
second
spot.
to last. What did I say? X,
Okay, I think it's this one here.
circle. Yeah, it has to be.
Oop. I really wish they let you keep the movement speed and the grapple recharge time.
Oh, true. Even with this weapon, I mean, it already had, I think, a pretty slow movement speed relative to other weapons, and then add on top of that how obviously it won't have any cores. But imagine if you could add cores to it. Would be interesting.
Descendant, the commander of the
I mean, give it movement speed, I guess.
So O
Give it
is
ammo.
2.
Triangle is 3.
Okay, I think I found it.
X is bottom.
Oh, I got the wrong one then.
Oh,
I think it's this one here. Up
Yeah.
here.
alright. Wish I could double check this. Oh, that was the X one. Yeah, okay.
I do hate this boss.
She's kind of annoying. I am a chill character, but is in part for that reason. Yeah, wait, you're a fire character. What are you talking about?
I just hate this boss. I don't think the attribute. I think we're both overpowered enough that the attributes don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we should be able to. If we were having trouble with her, that would be a bit of a red flag.
Yes.
Oh, actually, speaking of interesting effects you can get with this unique weapon. I did, on one occasion, use the unique weapon with Serena while I was flying,
There are
and it
ancestor
gave
drones
me
which move in
2
version
hits
energy
in
and a
one shot.
container with unidentified uppercase stored in this location.
That's the one interesting
The
thing that I was able to
enemy
pull
aims
off
combine these two forces to cause an
with some
inversion
Where
unusual
to?
mechanics.
They have also blocked off the energy
Triangle
path of
bottom,
the Order's malignant
the
tumors.
square X triangle.
First, remove the tumor
Where's the
from
third?
container to reveal the
Way
arcane
back
stored
here.
inside.
Wait, what?
If I know the ancestors,
No, it's this one here.
they will
Square
have
X tri- oh,
already
yeah.
identified the arcase properties. Just before the explosion happens, find the drone which matches the arcase properties and use it as cover. That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct arcade properties, I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy. Descendant. The drone has
new
been
boss
destroyed
looks
and the inversion energy
really
emitter
good,
has
too.
been exposed.
Oh, I
With this
Actually,
much
I heard
output, you can remove
they
the malignant
said what the
tumor
name
which
was going to
blocking
be
the door.
right, and it suggests that it's going to be the the shield boss that we were looking for, right?
Oh.
But have we actually seen more than that?
That's not the boss I was talking about.
Oh.
But that boss looks pretty good too.
But yeah, what are you referring to then in that case?
Take this.
It's this one here. But oh, they're both in the same area. I hate
Wait,
that.
where are you? Oh, yeah. Which one?
This one.
You sure?
I was talking about the one in season 3. It's gonna be like a raid boss. Like you take like 8 players.
Oh, 8.
Yeah,
In
and you
one
like raid
group.
an area, and the boss is in that.
Oh,
area.
like what you were talking about a while back, where they were trying to put Colossus fights in non-Colossus specific arenas. Colossus specific arenas, like just there's a Colossus in Vespers, or insert
Yeah.
normal
Well, I
area
think it's just
here.
gonna be the new area.
Descendant. The commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors throughout their body.
Square bottom.
Need the inversion
X
energy
top.
emitter installed on the ancestor drone.
Triangle 2.
Circle must be
It's
3.
the one in the car area here. Right here. But honestly, the one that's coming out, I was a little disappointed at first. Oh, see why I hate the boss. But the one coming out next week. At first, I was very disappointed because it's going to be just the same boss design as the first ice only one, the Dead Bride.
Oh, okay.
But I saw the skills that it uses, and it actually looks really cool.
Okay. So what? Visually, it looks like Dead Bride, but the skills are different. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Some of them are the same, but they look differently. And some of them are like completely different. And it's not on lava this time. It's on like ice pits
Okay.
that will like freeze you over time. Mind you, I'll probably just take Serena and blast it out of the sky very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine we're still expecting to see some kind of Serena nerf. I know they said maybe we'll hold off a little bit on that, but I assume that by now, they've given Serena enough time to shine.
I hope.
Wait, what? Oh, from I was like, how did I get mastery rank stuff from having just done those missions there? Since when does that give mastery rank XP? I'm very confused. No, that's from the few Luna levels that we got earlier. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I still have the
And it's more equipment slots. what's it called?
one of the new weapons.
Oh, the truly deadly arson from the normal mode Sigma
Yes.
sector. Sigma sector.
That's just like farming the normal mode.
All right, there we go. And use that as a reminder. Switch back.
But yeah, the two new modules that are going to come out for Luna with her ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a weapon, turns her into a weapons character,
Okay.
and the other one apparently buffs her buffing stuff.
So makes her a better support character.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying her mobbing abilities won't change. You know, it's just still going to be noise surge.
Okay, this is the extent to which I'm going to put time into... Oh, there we go. Filtering out some of our inventory. There you go. We have 9 inventory spots. It's a ton. It's actually about to become slightly more.
How's for your storage?
Completely full.
Okay.
Well, at
I've
least...
got like 70 out of 220.
Now it's completely full. Now I have 13 inventory spots. Oh, man. Loaded. Alright, so, are you also looking to level up your Luna a bit?
Yeah.
So, would we like to go 400%? We do have Magister's Lab today, or would we rather stick to the Sigma sector where we can also farm up some arcade tuning?
I think the arcade tuning.
Yeah. Probably a little more bang for our collective buck. Even if the experience might be slightly less, overall, probably still pays off. Would you like to... We could try the normal version if you'd like. Obviously, that is worth less.
No. No.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll just farm a little bit at a time while I'm taking breaks from.
Do you
core
have a
farming.
preference between Broken Boundary and Isolated Desert?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Isolated Desert. It has the better component sets, and it's often shorter.
Okay. I'm gonna go public just because I am still relative dead weight. Well, complete dead weight when I'm exclusively focusing on hitting the quick time events.
Let's go.
It's my...
This is Hound Action.
My reactor doesn't
Reporting
matter
extreme
too
concentrations
much.
of void energy within the operation zone.
Okay, so
All
what
units,
do we
please
want to switch
proceed
it
at
to?
your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Okay, I can see... None of these are hitting? I swear I'm pressing a button. There we go. Okay. Wait.
Specialized
wanna-
Vulgis aircraft detected. That aircraft is used to fly
I know
through
it's still
void
doing it.
zones. It must be shot down. Having fun?
Oops, I missed it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Oh no, that's 8. regardless. Point being, it does not have a set rhythm, despite what the visuals indicate.
I don't know. I've never had a problem with the rhythm. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is me trying to hit every single note, which, you know, may not actually be necessary / optimal. That might have something to do with it if you're not really ever supposed to hit every single one.
I usually go for every note except for like the last one in the long sequence. But other than that, I hit every note.
Having fun?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1,
Large
2,
Vulgis presence
1,
confirmed in
2,
the
3,
operations
4,
zone.
5, 6, 7. Faster than this?
On your signal, we will
And I'm truly
initiate
just
close
spamming
air
it.
support.
They not equally spaced? No, they are. Obviously, you can tell that I'm focusing primarily on the notes because I'm not walking in the correct direction or walking at all in many cases. Wait. The speed of the song based on the speed of your movement?
No.
Then why does it change when I grapple?
Maybe it's different when on base, but I still think so.
Now I'm deliberately just changing which one it is to try to see if it will register that, but kind of doesn't. Be a little bit better in that case, but not much. Yeah, are you alternating which song you're doing on the regular?
No, I always
We
have
talk.
the first song activated, and then I always just make sure I go back to the first song when I'm about to do the enhanced song.
Right, alternate this, then this, this, then this. It's just dead inputs, to be honest with you. It just doesn't register more than half the things that I'm pressing, which is incredibly frustrating.
I don't know what's going on. I don't have any of those problems.
Mission complete. Requesting transport support.
Okay, registers these inputs. As soon as I start doing that, only registers the first. And very occasionally, that was actually maybe the best it had been in terms of registering inputs, but
This will be fun.
does not make sense to me.
I think noise search changes it. So I think for you have to like do one song, then the other song, then the other song.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's time
This is
to
Hound
game.
Action. Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed.
If so,
with
then
your
that's
own
like
discretion.
serious
Do not exceed your limits.
piano situation. To the point where now I'm not even looking at the icons on the screen. I'm just focusing exclusively on
Having fun?
pressing the right keys on my keyboard. Or just pressing an applicable key. Okay, so if you press Q, it does seem to deactivate.
Oh yes, I just see that as a minus. So
Yeah. Now, not that you would typically want to do that, but
Having fun? Change the beat.
I mean, to be fair, she does say change the beat when you enter into. No, that's not when you get. Is that only when you get to the maximum amount? It might be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, is that actually more than just random line and truly has some meaning behind it?
I don't know.
Does seem to be behaving a little bit better when I change which song I'm doing, but that is even more distracting. I'm not necessarily
Wide range.
putting any thought at all into which one I'm pressing when.
Begin the void energy purification operation.
And even then,
Descendant, prime the detonator with your arcade. Then activate the remote
still
detonation
not
device.
necessarily hitting the proper button, or getting the proper timing. Well, that one is. Oh! I see what it is. I think. Let me check. I have a theory now. Except I didn't mean to do that.
Drop the beat. Having fun?
I think I figured it out. Okay, I know what it is.
What was the problem?
Uh, I think there is an animation the first time you press a note. Which means you can't immediately press a note right after that. And so if you try to do that, it'll count as missing a note. And then it will activate the cooldown. And that is why, if you miss a note, you cannot hit any notes for a while. Yeah, now as soon as I try to spam again, as soon as I try to hit every note again.
Having fun?
I left Discord chat for some reason.
Captain Elias,
That one was
deploying
press, but
arcade. I
hold
am
on.
the original.
Insufficient skill, okay. Like that. I hit just as much as I hit the other ones, and for some reason that didn't register, which doesn't make sense. I think it's still because there technically is still the inability to hit the button when an animation is going. And it does insist on doing an animation when you hit the button sometimes.
Help me! Stop getting hurt! Yeah, I knew I could count on you.
Yeah, so that one, I even waited for a time when there was a pause in the music. Even then, still didn't register, so it's still really funky if you do keep the same song. And I think that makes me not want to engage with this system because it feels like that's very unnecessarily punitive in an unfair way.
I'll wait until I know one person is about to do another video specifically about the support one. Although I think, as I said, that build's going to change.
This will be fun! Having fun?
Oh, I walked
But,
straight into this. And this too.
I'm sure there's something we're missing.
Like that one. Okay, so I missed that one. Now you see the cooldown on the C, which is the one that I'm pressing. So that makes sense.
I haven't shown you
I just
everything I
abandoned.
can do yet.
Oh, no.
Ouch! That hurts. I'm alive.
Thing is that you functionally have no choice but to miss certain notes,
Fun.
is basically what I'm getting at. And because there is then a cooldown when you miss a note, then that becomes
Operation completed.
punitive.
See, I just don't know what you mean by that, because like
Well done.
every time I miss a note, it's because I miss a note. I never felt I had to miss a note.
Change the beat.
It's just not register. It's not giving me a cooldown, but it's also not registering that I'm hitting it multiple times in a row.
Having fun?
Or there's no visual for it. Now I'm just spamming. Well, now I'm out of MP. That's why it's not registering. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems wildly inconsistent, if not fundamentally flawed, and maybe that is in part due to personal error. Maybe that's because of other systems that are interacting in ways that it seems they ought not to, in my personal opinion. There you go. That's not cooldown that's preventing me from hitting them in a row. Now it's MP, but before that, it just didn't let me do it. So that just seems, to put it bluntly, stupid.
I have no idea. Maybe try with noise surge and see. Like if it's
But I haven't
different.
leveled it, so it's gonna be too expensive, I think, to just throw it in there. Unless I mean, I could get rid of something else. It's gonna let me do this. Get rid of.
Descendant. Confirm arrival of the
You-
operation zone.
Go away.
Proceed with caution.
Not letting me do that. Okay. Fair enough. The operation has started. What? Okay, maybe he jumped up there, but it didn't look like it. There you go. Second note doesn't apply. That 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 note doesn't apply. If I could say that phrase faster, I would spam the button faster and attempt to hit more notes. But it's at least half the notes. We'll try noise surge after this.
Descendant. We're detecting arcade life signs inside a Vulgis structure.
Or just get it up all the way and then leave it here, even though that's not really the way you're supposed to use it.
Change the beat.
of my way.
Thank you.
Oh, we've been Jaber. I realize that just goes to show you how little attention I've been paying to this because I've just been focusing on the notes.
I am almost out of MP myself.
Oh, I am too. Is that target on the boss from Jaber?
Yeah.
Well, that explains why you don't see it very often.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by target?
It's like a green reticle on the boss.
Oh, no, I think that's for your gun.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, it must be.
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
Take a second to apply some arcade tuning, and then also to maybe put on noise surge. Okay. Take you off. How expensive is noise? It's 17.
It goes down to a 7.
Well, let me know if I can do that in the Sigma sector. Let me know if you've worked out a deal with Cillian.
No.
Also, what is, hold on. Why is everyone still here?
Probably doing inventory stuff.
Everyone's doing inventory stuff? Oh, I was alone. Okay, well, I am ready when you are.
I am ready to.
Just verify. Yeah, okay, so I have noise surge on. See if that changes anything. The icons are different.
Let the show begin!
It basically, you activate the one. I usually do just
Yeah,
the
now
two.
now it works every time.
Yeah.
Having fun?
It is different. I don't know why, but I was not Yep, here as well. I could not do this before. I don't know why that is.
I
Yeah,
think
you
in the
just spam it.
base state, the buff is so big, you have to use, like, you have to get the light version to get the buff.
Say again?
I think, I'm not 100% certain, this is me talking out of my butt, but in base state, the buff is so big, you have to...
What do you mean by it's big? Like long duration?
No, it's just massive, like, the effect of it is massive.
Okay.
Drop the beat.
But since it's so big, you have to,
Descendant, confirm arrival at the operation zone. Proceed with
What's it called?
caution. It's time to dance.
get the enhanced version just to get, you know, the buff at all. So you have to go through the entire song, like,
I think it still
to get
said
the
you
buff.
can... I mean, it's increased effect, but I think it still said that it works even when it's not in the enhanced version. Yeah, no, this is
Be fun.
exponentially easier.
Fun.
Also, I can basically just spam the button. Okay, maybe I can't quite just completely mindless and spam the button. As soon as I say that, then I start missing the ball.
The beat.
Array life signs detected inside a Vulgis structure.
Oops, I pressed the 1. Oops.
Oh,
Don't ever want to do that.
Are you ready?
oh, this one's already destroyed. I knew that.
This will be fun.
Oops. Yeah, so once you miss one, yeah, and then you can see it says it's on cooldown, so that if you switch to a different one, if you miss one of them, you switch to a different one, and then you're no longer on cooldown. Is the workaround, at least in that case. Now, obviously, you'd like to hit all of them every time, and then you don't have a requirement to switch.
Feel the fire. Change the beat. This will be fun. Having fun?
Can't really pay attention to how much, if any, damage this is doing. Also, we did not end up setting up our modules for this because we anticipated we were going to go the support route first, but that's okay. We've already made important discoveries as to the difference, mechanically. Unexpected mechanical difference between going the support route and going the damage route. Oh, yep, apparently I think I missed. Okay, well, now I've missed all of them. Wonderful.
Oh, how can that be?
Having fun? Why do you keep getting hurt, you idiot? Hound actual to HQ. Mission complete.
You can press the
Requesting
one
transport support.
to make the music stop when the mission is over. That is one potential use case for it. Which may or may not be of interest. Luna can gain most Descendants to, yeah, 100% crit chance, regardless of their crit rate, as long as it isn't negative or around 0 in buff mode. That's the main reason there's a built-in delay in hitting notes outside of noise surge. Okay. It's just really deceptive, the way that that works. The way that the game communicates when you are and are not allowed to hit those notes, and then because that then causes a cooldown effect, it becomes especially punitive, as I was saying before, which feels horrible, to be honest. Now, maybe having a better understanding of that would make me think about it a little bit differently, and maybe that would help. But I do prefer the execution of the noise surge approach, even if the effect I may prefer would be, the support approach. But thank you, Colin.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till next season to finish building out something like that. Although, who knows, I'll probably, get most of the way and go like, I just need 1 or 2 more catalysts.
Mm-hmm.
I have 40. I can use a couple catalysts.
Yeah, I think I'm just at a stage where I need to save my catalysts. Also, I have gotten to the point where my inventory is more or less... all but one inventory spot is full, even after having gained more from mastery ranking and getting the extra daily reward as well. It lasted for so short a time. I am 39 and a half, so I probably just need one more mission. Did not intend to head back to Albion, but would you like to head back into Sigma Sector, or?
We can do a 400% and just
Okay.
get it out real quick.
Do a quick Magister's Lab or something.
Yeah. Plus, I might need more tickets. I just thought of that. Oh, the Nuggets won.
Oh. If you were bringing up the topic of basketball, like 2 nights ago, I would immediately shut down any and all conversation. Feeling a little bit better now, but still, my world has recently been rocked when it comes to basketball.
Jason Tatum? Yeah.
Tatum, yeah.
Yeah.
Not great. There supposedly he might have gotten some kind of latest and greatest procedure, and apparently the quicker you get it to fix it, he has a torn Achilles tendon, which for those of you who are unfamiliar, basically the best player on my local basketball team got what would usually be a season and potentially season and a half ending injury, once upon a time what would typically be considered a career-ending injury, but at least the methodologies, the procedures have gotten a little bit better over time, and apparently the quicker you get the procedure done, and like hours can make a difference, the quicker the recovery can potentially be, and apparently he got the procedure done very, very quickly, so that might lead to an unusually speedy recovery time, but obviously that's wildly speculative and likely very optimistic. So that remains to be seen.
The earliest he's going to come back is like playoffs next year.
Yeah, and even then, you know, is that really for the best? That's debatable. Maybe give him more time to recover. It's more so a matter of what do the Celtics do in the meantime, and that is quite the question. But anyways, I'm
I still
ready
think
for
they
a
can
4%.
win this series. I am too.
Yeah, well, I mean, then there's the whole matter of the Celtics blew 2 20-point leads in the third quarter and 1 14-point lead, and those are all of the games that they have lost. So, you know, flip one of those, hold on to just one of those leads, and dramatically changes the series. Do that to 2 of those, and you've won. So, and they did it to themselves, which is immensely frustrating.
A lot of it's just bad. Bad luck. Like they've had incredibly bad. What's it called? Shooting luck.
That is true. But also, when the paint is wide open, you know, sometimes it makes sense
they've also been a little too much on
to go to the basket.
So are you gonna be late tomorrow?
It's a good question. Actually, the game starts at later than usual, so I probably will not watch it. At least not live. Oh, you're in the next room over. I knew that.
Were you trying to kill someone from?
I was just totally in autopilot mode, running around in circles. It's like, well, there were still items and gear on the ground, so I figured that probably meant there were still enemies. So with noise surge, oops. Now's a great time to ask this question. Do you only deal damage when you're on the 2, or do the other types also deal damage as well?
All of them deal the exact same damage. It's
Okay.
just the song that shows up is quicker, so you can do more beats
On the
with the 2.
on the 2, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well now when I'm having this conversation, I'm messing up all of them. So, oops. There we go.
It is also the best buff you can get. The 2.
So there is still a buff even with noise surge. It just only buffs
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard this music from Luna. Guess no one ever uses this one.
Yeah, the 2 gives crit chance, base crit chance. The 3 gives crit damage, but it's not base. So it's kind of like it's an okay one, but
I also just went in immediately because I thought you were already here.
I was.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use this one on Luna. I've never heard it. I've never seen the pink either. Now that I think of it. I'm probably doing 0 damage, but I'm also not looking at his health bar because I'm just looking at the notes.
Well, I'm about to be done with mine.
Okay, well, that'd be great, because I could probably use some help over here, I imagine.
Plus, you're probably using the wrong reactor too.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't change reactors, because I didn't think that it was going to matter. Because I didn't think that I was going to be doing damage. Oh, and I meant for that to be a switch to the other one.
Let's go.
Not to completely deactivate everything. I'm sorry, it's also hard to read chat right now. Red boosts crit rate, blue crit damage, purple boosts your skill power modifier. Okay.
Having fun?
I know you sent that a while ago, but I saw it out of the corner of my eye and I was like, the moment I try to read that, I'm going to fail all these notes. Alright. Well, let's head on back. Well, at least, do you want to do 1 or 2 more so you can hit 40?
No. I don't have any character bonuses and stuff like that on. I just...
Okay.
This is just something I'm doing on the side.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in that case, as I said, I think I'm probably gonna hold off on catalyzing and energy activating Luna until we do get the ultimate version. As you were saying, some of those builds, at least for the support end, might change around, and as for whether I would prefer going the support route or going the damage route, I don't really know. Obviously, we've got a little bit of a taste for that today, but out of curiosity, other
Well,
Transcendent
I build the
modules.
damage build to make it easier to build the support build.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I was just going to use her for the damage, I wouldn't use her. No, there's tons of better characters and stuff like that. But you can use the damage build in order to get the support build.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're only going to use the support build in, raids or, harder difficulty stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's in general when you're going to use Luna, right? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
as we were kind of saying before, you just don't really need the boost.
Yeah. That's why Noise Surge is what I'm using right now, and I'm just,
Mhm.
Because people don't need help right now. They don't need support. I mean, you can one-shot
Let's
every
go.
boss in the
Weapon
game. You don't need
damage.
support.
Right. Oh, nimble footsteps. Granting a buff to allies increases Luna's movement speed and skill range. That's convenient, at least. I don't know if that messes with anything else.
It kind of does, because it makes it harder for you to buff your allies. Like, it makes it harder for your allies to stay in your circle.
Because you zoom ahead of them? Is that why?
Yes. So that's why the support build doesn't use them, because, like, Colossus you don't need them. You're in a small
Yeah.
area. Everyone's going to stay near you.
Then is Singer's Mercy. Does that basically create what is more or less a support turret that stays
Yeah,
still so that teammates stay around that instead of staying around you to get the buffs?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I'm
aggressive
not even
melody
certain
turns
what
it
it
into
does
weapon
to
damage.
100%. Yeah, I know aggressive melody is somewhat useful, but you know, if you want to do it, you want that, you go Enzo.
Oh, true. Enzo is still, statistically speaking, better in that
Yeah.
way. I mean, I guess I would hope so, since that's supposed to be his niche, whereas skill support is more so supposed to be where Luna's niche is. If Luna were better at everything, then it's like, okay, no other support is relevant. Goodbye,
Except
Enzo.
Eugen.
You are not needed. Goodbye, Eugen. Well, yeah. Eugen with the healing.
Eugen's actually, I really like playing Eugen, to tell you the truth.
Alright, well, since I'm thinking I'm probably not going to do any more stuff on Luna today, at least not trying to level her up any further today, would we like to... I mean, we could always farm a few of the cores.
Yeah, I'll
just-
always need those.
Well, actually, given how they changed the balancing of it a bit and made skills more effective, I am intrigued to see what that is like.
Yeah, I guess we can both take different characters.
We could switch off, like, I mean, Viessa would presumably still remain the preferred character for skill damage, and she is theoretically stronger than she was before. She was already pretty good. But then you could even try some of the other characters that just wouldn't have been options until this update.
We can have one person with Inez.
Yeah, we could go one Inez, one Viessa.
I'll take Inez first, and then we'll see how it is.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I still have her as level 40 for arcade tuning.
This does give you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not as much as Sigma Sector, but
Yeah.
how much is it? It's 300. Yeah, 300 is not much at all.
But it's something.
Yeah, it's a non-zero amount. Did they make the challenge version easier? I don't remember if they said it was
I think
just
they did a
base-
little bit.
Little bit? Okay. Interesting.
Let me double check. I know they did, but I don't remember what was the...
Yeah, was it the same approach where it was specifically skills that they made a point of buffing?
I don't think it was skills. I think it was the element stuff.
Oh, the not being as punishing if you have the wrong element?
Yeah, but I'm not 100% certain. And my internet is
Let's give
iffy.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, let's stick to the 30s for now, then. And by 30s, I mean precisely 30. Well, this is not listed as 31 or 32, so I guess no ambiguity there.
Oh, no, it was the skills.
Oh. Might be a little intrigued to try that, then. Because then that also means it's less of a requirement to have really well optimized cores.
Yeah.
So it's probably easier to just hop in with a character. Well, I mean, many of your characters are usually built for skill damage. weapon cores are a little more everything or nothing. In most cases, probably nothing. Is that one shot? What is? Oh, 1 second. Where'd you go? It would help if it revived you when I press the revive button. There we go. It is more. I don't know how much more. Mana would help though.
The line is super powerful, so. I still get how people can play her and go, oh, she's completely nerfed, she's terrible now, and just, what?
I mean, it kind of happens with every game whenever any popular character or skill gets nerfed. It's not so much that people are looking at the specific after effects and assessing how fair they were as much as it's just the prospect of nerfing their preferred character. The idea, the concept, they disagree with. Or at least, they are displeased with. Even if maybe they still understand the reason for it. Maybe they even know that, yeah, it's probably necessary, but some people, I mean, people just want their characters to be strong. Which, I get, but on the other hand,
Please make other characters viable, so it's not like...
either make the other characters viable, or, you know, balance things such that content is meaningful. There's still an enemy here? There is still an enemy here.
I really should use the 2 more often.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the way that they approach character design from a power standpoint was very, call it, unsustainable or irresponsible. Maybe irresponsible sounds a little harsher, but either way, I think it was, if not blatantly obvious, pretty darn close to blatantly obvious that they were, the power of characters was just skyrocketing at an alarming rate. And that was going to lead to issues sooner or later, probably sooner. And that means they were going to have to nerf some stuff at some point. And given how they had done little to none of that, people are not accustomed to that. They're not ready for that. They've been kind of spoiled by all the power that they had been given.
There's no getting away.
So it doesn't really come as a surprise in that way.
Where's the target?
He's still hanging out.
Oh, jeez. He took me out almost completely in one shot.
I saw him punch you. I did not see what the effect was.
No, it wasn't the punch. It was the shotgun thing.
Oh, yeah, no, that hits hard.
Yeah, I think I still like Serena just for this guy.
Ooh, that hurt. The aforementioned shotgun. Ow. Oh! Oh, I was about to say. had precisely 1 health, or so it seemed. Something like around 270% more element skill damage in Purge. Wow. That's a ton. 19% is extra buff against bosses in challenge mode. Wait. Oh, so like against basic enemies, it's 270, whereas against Greg here, it's only 19%. But in the challenge mode, you don't get the,
He's still
the
gonna
buff against the
shotgun me
bosses.
if I. Okay,
Thank you.
good. What? I don't know what I was going there.
Ow.
Hang in there. Sorry, my bad. Stay where you are.
They got mad they had to use... Right. They got mad they had to use more than... excuse me, Greg? That was rude. I know that still damages you after he dies, because I've experienced that many times before. On the other hand,
First aid applied. My bad.
I did die twice when reading chat. Yeah, they got mad when they had to use more than one button or more than one character.
Yes. I've never liked the idea of maining in this game.
Yeah, I feel like in many games, that's kind of a silly concept. Alright. Do we want to... Did you want to change characters? Do we want to change anything else before
Yeah,
we...
I might go back to Serena.
Okay. No worries. Let's head back to Albion then. Because
I
yeah, I
tried
mean,
out
in
Vanish. She's
a
powerful,
game
but-
where you're supposed to have different categories of skills that are more or less effective against different types of enemies, if you can do everything with one character and one type of skill, then that distinction is meaningless.
Yeah.
If you can kill everything with Inez's electric skills, then there's little to no reason for you to want or need to start powering up a chill character, a fire character, so on and so forth. Kind of similar conceptually to how if you're strong enough with your character, then and you just deal enough damage to instantly delete everything, then that also invalidates a whole bunch of other things, like support characters, such as Luna. So character balance matters. In the obvious ways, but in some cases in some slightly less obvious way. I mean, that's still kind of obvious, I guess, but
Yeah.
more indirect ways, I guess, is a better way to frame it. Okay, I
Hoping
am
the next
ready
boss
if you
is
are.
going to be difficult enough, and I'm ready. It's going to be difficult enough. Like, I'm not expecting this the one coming up next week to be difficult enough.
Mhm,
Like the
Void
8-man
one?
raid one. I'm hoping the 8-man raid one will be
I mean, just the fact that it's 8 people. I mean, think about how much enemies' colossi health scales when you have more people in the party. And then consider having twice as many people in the party. And that alone gives you an impression of at least how tanky you might expect that boss to be. I missed the jump. I missed the... Okay. There we go. A little vertically challenged, apparently. Oh yeah, similarly, if everyone is fast, nobody is fast. I've said it many times. It's a topic of conversation that comes up very often in this game, but
I'm fine with no one being fast.
Well, what I don't like about that is there are some characters whose design is supposed to be based around being fast, namely Bunny. If Bunny is not faster than other people, then it kinda, to me, that takes away to a humongous extent from Bunny's character design. If Bunny is not the fastest character to me, then it's like, okay, Bunny is having a humongous identity crisis, and what are we doing?
Oh, I am almost out of ammo. Got more ammo. I can see that, I just don't know if I agree with it.
The way, your intonation when you said, I can see that, really sounded like you were about to say, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I really thought you were about to break into song.
No.
I'll ice you all.
Oh, we're already in this room. Wow. Hey, Greg. No! Oops, I missed. Horribly. Greg, want to jump back up there real quick? No? Alright. Have it your way.
I'll ice you all. I need
That was much faster than the last
Yeah,
one.
that was definitely faster.
How much damage did you get?
I don't think I did very much. I was, not particularly... I was zoning out a lot.
I did 1,229,000,000.
Nice. Yeah, I only had high 400s.
Yeah. Yeah, Serena is still powerful. Still.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't do anything yet to nerf her, have they?
No. I was just comparing her to Inez, and
Oh, yeah.
much more powerful than Inez.
At least in this context.
I forgot to activate my 4.
Oh, yeah. That will do it. In that case, Inez probably is preferable.
There's some ammo there. I need to pick up ammo.
I'll get a little more for you. Some more kills. On this time.
Stay where you are. Coming up.
Greggy boy. Please don't shotgun me. It's not an invitation for you to do that.
What I coming up.
Didn't hit you? Got it.
Take this. I will cleanse this.
Where are you?
He's hiding. He's legitimately running away. Ow.
I'm going to.
Oh dear. Please dodge. I always said that health is overrated.
Reminds me of the Sorry Huntress.
She doesn't need health. Health is... Stealth
Or
is health.
shields. She talks about shields.
Oh, yeah,
Shields
yeah.
are overrated. No, give me my shield.
I think the flaw with designing Bunny around... The flaw was designing Bunny around speed. You have inherently fastest characters that will always dominate in clear speed. Yeah, I mean, at least... I think we might have even been talking about this last week, but as I said, this has been a common topic of conversation. But if you're gonna make Bunny the fastest movement speed character, if you also give her very good, at least area damage, then she is going to rise very quickly to at or near the top of people's lists because she has really good clear speed, and that means you get missions done and rewards done more quickly, and in an MMO, you're gonna want that. So, if you were to try to balance Bunny, and you still want her to be the fastest character, you have to deny her some damage. She had enough damage that she was still able to get by, and so she just became a powerhouse early on. Now, of course, since then, other characters have managed to surpass her to a certain extent, but I agree that at least from that standpoint, if you give her both movement speed and a ton of damage, then yes, that's always going to cause a problem. Yeah. And so then basically what that means and how that relates to the rest of the party becomes, Bunny is the first person, the first character to arrive at the next pack of enemies, but she needs to not kill the enemies until other teammates have also arrived and gotten the chance to at least shoot them or use a skill. Because if she has enough damage to get there and kill the enemies before other teammates arrive, then yeah, she can invalidate the rest of the team, which absolutely was a thing, at least in the early days. But that leads to, once again, what we were talking about before. You need to make characters weaker, and that's not something that people like to hear, at least not when they've gotten used to strong characters, but that's why having well-balanced characters from the onset and establishing expectations based on that is so important. Because as soon as you have even one overpowered character, especially an overpowered character from multiple angles, and then that becomes the bar. And everyone will compare other characters relative to that, and they will be displeased if or they just won't play other characters who do not meet that standard. And I do not think the developers were conscious enough of that aspect. Certainly not at the beginning, and certainly not... It probably got even worse in the following several months, and only until, very recently did they do anything at all. The nerf stuff. Yeah, no, Bunny at the beginning, I mean, I don't know how early on you were playing Con. Like, even in the betas, Bunny was far and away the strongest character. Like, the mission that everyone was farming was the Vespers Resource Defense. Vespers Resource Defense, Lids, that doesn't exist. It did. It used to. So everyone was doing that repeatedly. So it was technically not the only quote-unquote end-game content, but it was the only one that anyone did. And in that mission, if you had any intention of trying to make it all the way, or really, if you had any intention of making it to the first checkpoint, which at that point in time was basically quote-unquote all the way, it was a matter of, do we have a bunny? Okay, great, we stand a good chance. If we don't have a bunny, this is going to be extremely difficult. So even then, Bunny was the character who set the standard. And that was, you know, a year before the actual full release, and still they kept Bunny much stronger than everyone else. And that's how they set the precedent.
Yeah, I only came in the halfway through preseason, I think.
So, it's all the kind of thing that it's easy to kind of dismiss and say, oh, it won't be that bad. And sometimes you can get away with it, but the less attention you give to it, the more quickly it will become a problem. Sometimes you might luck into having well-balanced stuff kind of just by coincidence, in which case that might... Oh, that was weird.
I got that too.
You might get away with it for a little bit if you luck into decent balance from the onset, but then of course you start introducing more content and or buffing existing stuff, then you can get yourself in trouble pretty quickly, and I think that is exactly what they... Well, they... At no point in time for the first year and a half did they put much of any thought into responsible character balance.
Yeah, buffing, and not turning up the content to match.
And not buffing equally, or, you know, not increasing the incremental power of characters equally.
Yeah.
And also not increase, potentially even better,
Increasing the content itself.
not deliberately increasing the characters who had fallen behind more than others until like just now. And then, as you were saying, yeah, the content as well. But I mean, even if you increase the difficulty of the content, if you only do that, then you're still going to have situations where there's one or two viable characters and everyone else is irrelevant. And that's still, maybe not to everyone, but to some people, that would seem to be an issue. Or at least it would detract from the game.
shield is down. I'll ice you all.
Some mana.
HP. Shotgun. Oh, that was bad timing. Where'd he go? There you are. It reminds me with a shotgun to the face. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Take this.
All right. Shall we do one more and then head back to check on cores? How's that sound?
Sure.
I mean, I haven't been watching the time it takes us like a hawk, but I assume.
It's been
It has
just
been
over
fast.
3 minutes every time.
Do you remember what we were running as a duo before? That's
It wasn't very much difference. Mind you,
huge
I also
difference.
got some,
Take this.
I got 2% on on my mopping gun for fire rate, and it actually does increase the damage quite considerably.
Okay.
Like by myself, I take just under 3 minutes now.
Okay.
Before I was like 3:45.
Stay with me. Take this.
One thing they mentioned about adding multi-hit onto the fire rate, not fire rate,
Oh, on the cores. Some of the cores,
Yeah.
right?
on the
Never
yellow
seen it.
one, the one you get firearm damage. And they're like, but we understand that it'll create a problem where it makes it harder to get the stats you want. And it's like, I don't care about that for that one.
Yeah.
Make it easier to get fire rate.
Stay where you are.
That's the only stat I care about.
Another shield. The freeze.
Oh.
Stay where you are. You can't escape.
It's great time. Oh, hold on. Continue to stand still, Greg. Thank you. As it takes me an eternity to actually hit you. And then I'll just wait for you to do this.
Stay where you are. One isolation coming up.
Oh, did everyone already die?
Yeah, I just put the 4 down as soon as it happened.
Well, I was out of mana, so I had to wait for a little bit. Now I'm ready to shoot.
No, he shotgunned me. Gracias.
I'll save you next time.
Oh, awesome. A bunch of level 10 purples. Just what I was looking for.
Yeah, get rid of the purples.
Put something useful on those.
Just have fire rate on them. Nothing else.
Yeah. Alright. Shall we head back?
Yep.
Let us see how we fared.
Yeah, so what do you need?
Okay, well, actually, craft first. Okay. Some of that. Little bit of this. And what does that leave us with? Oh. Also, I may have used some core binders.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I don't even... Oh, I started doing a little bit of stuff on Last Dagger, because that theoretically with cores can become really good, right?
Yeah, it is. I keep getting gold rounds per magazine.
If...
Stop giving me gold rounds per magazine.
Oh,
There was
wait.
4 times in a row I got gold rounds per magazine.
Oh, well, you've cursed me now.
I'd say if you can hit your shots, it's better than Ancient Knight for bossing. But you have to hit the weak points.
Voila. Whiffed on all my greens. Lovely.
Yep. Oh yeah, I had like 16. The highest I got was 16% fire rate, which I have 17%, so...
What was the other one? Oh. Is this the one that I was starting to... No. Oh, it was Peacemaker, right? I was trying to make fast. It is pretty fast. But it could be faster still. That won't do it, though. Oh. No, don't give me the 10%. Darn it. Well, got precisely nothing out of those. Wonderful.
If it's about weapons,
Unless there's
you come and talk to me.
different weapon we could use other types of cores on.
I started doing Blue Beetle for the sprint cores now. Since
Oh,
I finished
yeah.
with...
I haven't used any on Blue Beetle yet myself.
I'm never going to shoot this weapon, but...
Yeah.
Although, did you hear about the next Descendant, did I say?
I don't know if I have.
Nell.
Wait. Nell. Should that name ring a bell?
Yes, she's
It does, but I can't picture.
in headquarters.
Oh, that Nell.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a playable character?
Yeah, she's going to be next Descendant.
I mean, on one hand, it kind of felt like she was by far the most prominent character that was not playable. On the other hand, at no point in time does she ever refer to herself as a Descendant, nor does she demonstrate any ability to use special powers.
Yeah, but you don't like you're not born a Descendant. You become a Descendant due to events in your life.
True.
Which
But
is
it's
what's going to
kind
happen
of
next
weird that what? So she's gonna. I guess she can live most of her life having had a successful career without being a Descendant, and then get a late career shift, or not even that late, but a career shift.
With Glay.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just the fact that Nell is like already this basically the second in command without being a Descendant. Also, the game just crashed.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, fortunately, it wasn't really like we were doing anything. So,
No.
I suppose the timing was decent in that way. Yeah, the other thing is, well, we get a lot of conversations with Nell. I would personally not describe any of those conversations as being highlights of the game, to put it mildly. So although it makes sense to make her a Descendant, on the other hand, I can't exactly say that I'm excited to play as Nell. Nell and
Apparently,
excitement.
Her and Enzo are going to have a romance.
Okay. Well, sure. Not really what not really what I was looking for to make her an interesting playable character. I do not play the First Descendant to be a dating sim.
Well, something you might want to know is her abilities makes every shot a weak point hit.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I figured she would probably be a non-attribute Descendant, just because that would be most consistent with her character development thus far, unless it's like a truly dramatic shift and suddenly she's like a walking icicle and now
No.
is a chill Descendant.
She's going to share a lot of like types of stuff with Enzo.
Yeah. So given that Enzo is basically the designated weapon support character outside of the one Transcendent module we were talking about on Luna, if you're trying to make them thematically similar because, oh, there's a budding romance between them, then yeah, that's, have Enzo be the crit weapon damage support, and then have either Nell be a great recipient of that support, or have her do a different type of similar support, that being weak point damage. So is it just for her, or is it for other teammates as well? Do we know?
We don't know.
Okay.
They only had an hour.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, and they're also introducing swords.
For most of the community, she's been highly requested for people to make a new Descendant out of her. I mean, given how prominent a role she plays, I get it. On the other hand, I think she's unbelievably annoying because she is the most... Her dialogues are painstakingly boring and tedious and what have you, because she says the same thing over and over again in 3 different ways and will not stop lecturing you. This guy, on the other hand, cannot catch a break. I want this guy to be a playable character. Granted, we've now learned what the significance of the numbering system is, and the fact that he is 17 suggests that he is at or near the bottom of the metaphorical totem pole. So maybe that's reason for him not to become a Descendant, because maybe that means he's weak, but give the guy a shot.
Well, the Descendant has nothing to do, like, becoming a Descendant has nothing to do with how strong you are and stuff like that. It's just whether you're, one, capable of becoming a Descendant, and two, whether you go through a traumatic experience.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about just for number 17, not is he or is he not a Descendant and how powerful is he as a Descendant. I'm talking about the fact that he is number 17 within the Colon Special Forces or whatever it's called. And we know Sharon is number 1. Freyna was what, like number 3 or something?
I think she was 9.
Is she that low? I thought she was higher
Yeah.
than that.
No, I'm pretty sure she was like 9 or something.
Alright, well, either way, it still means that number 17 is, you know, significantly lower in the pecking order than any of the other playable characters, and is that because of incompetence or, you know, lack of power, or is it just lack of experience? I mean,
Yeah, he is.
it might not be that deep, but it's just, you know, when you have the number 1 and you have the number 17. No, I have.
Yeah, that's what I was responding to when I said that. That we both have. Yeah, I think we both played all the stories so far.
Your dialogue is the most cringe. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think Nell's dialogue annoys me a lot, so I'm not thrilled about playing her from that standpoint. She's not an exciting character. Like, didn't they... Hold on. Where is it? Is it from this battle pass? It might have been from a previous battle pass. Hold on. 1 second. Where is it? This. I think it's this one that I'm thinking of. Wasn't the whole basis of this spray that they made, one of the Battle Pass rewards, them playing off of how Nell is objectively extremely annoying and grating, and people don't like when she lectures them, but that's kind of her entire identity. So, not thrilled from that standpoint, unless she has other character development to give her other redeeming qualities that you know, she has no chill.
I think she was fine.
Put it that
She
way.
was fine in Blair's storyline, I think.
I don't think of her. Yeah, she had a little bit of. Yeah, she did have some involvement in that. Okay. I mean, she's practically an ever-present in the actual main campaign, but as we've said before, you know, it does feel like the quality of the dialogue and the general writing of the story as well has improved over time. So things like Blair's mission, which obviously is very recent, is I still think that Sharon's mission was actually the best in that regard, but they have made improvements over time, so maybe that suggests they'll find a way to make even Nell feel a little bit better.
And he wasn't the second in command of from Sharon. He was like kind of like the attaché. Like he had to follow Sharon around and, you know, listen to her orders explicitly.
Wait, who is this that we're talking about now?
17.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, we know definitively that the number in colon refers to how high up you are. Because Sharon is she number 1 or is she number 0? I mean, either way, Sharon is the head
0.
person.
Yeah.
And then in Freyna's specific mission, wait, is it Freyna? Yeah, it's Freyna's, right? Where
it's Freyna.
you first get the sense of like, okay, this is how the system works in terms of rank. And we have never heard of anyone having a lower rank than 17. So as it currently stands, number 17 is the lowest ranking member of Colon that we are aware of. Which is not a good thing to have on your resume, generally speaking. I would still like for him to become a character, but, you know, as for whether that means he would canonically be weaker than other people, that's maybe debatable. Now, I'm sure, given what we were just talking about with the whole power creep thing, he could canonically be the weakest character and still be unbelievably overpowered when they introduce him.
No,
That
it's only
absolutely
females they
would be
make
possible.
unbelievably overpowered.
What's that?
It's only females that make unbelievably overpowered.
Yeah, what's the, like, new... I mean, Ultimate Blair's good, but not to the same extent
Yeah,
as
he's not
some other
overpowered.
new characters. Keelan was
Well, first it was Bunny.
big miss.
First it was Bunny, then it was Freyna, then it was Inez, and now it's
Serena /
Serena.
insert AoE character.
yeah.
But yeah, this is my guy. I want number 17, who has been waiting ever so patiently for his chance. And I actually like dialogues with number 17 as well. Or at least more so than I do with Nell. And then I do think you're going to become a playable character at some point as well. But since you were only introduced fairly recently, it'll probably be a little while longer until we see Daya.
Oh, and Corel is back into the story.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently next season we're going to get an idea what his plan is.
Okay. Any other... Well, I'm sure there are other people as well. There are other people who, like NPCs who make appearances in specific areas. Like, that's originally what the case was with Luna. So you can always turn more of those people into playable characters as well. But yeah, my number one vote is for number 17. And then eventually I expect Daya to become a playable character as well. But that one's probably a ways off.